I think this is pretty common knowledge in EU4 community by now, but if you Sweden, you pretty much win, because indeed, Sweden is extremely overpowered. I mean, are you even surprised? The company that made the game is, you guessed it, a Swedish company, but don't let that fool you, despite Sweden being overpowered. In 1444, Sweden starts out as a junior partner of the Danish crown, a part of the Kalmar Union, established a few years prior when a certain Albert was ousted from the Swedish by the nobility that was enraged because they were getting their lands taken, their privileges removed. How dare he actually weaken the most important people in the country? As such, Magdalena was around to pick up the slack and become the new queen of Sweden, alongside being the queen of Norway and Denmark. It led to a long line of leaders that were by origin from the Danish lands, or in any case that favored Denmark, thus removing the local autonomy and privileges of the nobility in Norway and Sweden within the next few decades, up until the Swedes had enough, and historically speaking, they did revolt, and they elected Karl Knutsson, or Charles II as he was known, or the 8th as we see him today, as the king of Sweden in 1436. He was ousted, unfortunately, so by our start date, he was not in charge. Sweden fell back under the personal union of Denmark. He came back though in 1448. Unfortunately, the game does not start in 1448. It starts in 1444, so we are in fact again a junior partner of the Danes. So we have to fight for our independence at the start of the campaign, and that's exactly what we're going to be going through. We do have, luckily enough, one of the most comprehensive and strongest mission trees ever added for a nation in EU4. And after we form Scandinavia later down the line, once we've unified Norway and Denmark under our command, we will get an even more number of missions for this mission tree as the Scandinavian. In fact, depending on who forms Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, or somebody else, there's different missions that appear afterwards. Lions of the North, in my opinion, which is the DLC that brings all of these juicy goodies to the northern bits, is likely a work of love, because you can really tell the amount of flavor that was added really makes a massive difference when you're playing in the northern bits of Europe. Now take note, if we do get 6,000 likes on this video on the first week that it's out, and we get, say, 20 people in the comment section saying Norse me baby, then we're gonna do the second part of this campaign where we will be getting a Norse empire established, because that's right, there's 2 secret paths that the Swedes can do to become Norse. We're gonna follow one of these paths along, and in the second bit we will switch to the Norse religion, restore it, and form that Norse empire that almost nobody even knows exists, okay? So right now our situation is fairly decent. We have 12,000 units and we've got 12 ships, 12, lucky numbers if you ask me. The Swedes do have a little bit more units and quite a few more ships, and we also would have to fight the Norwegians, but we're gonna use this amazing mission tree here to get allies to fight for us in the war against the Danes. We do need to wait for an event to trigger, and we also can do some of these missions fairly easily. We just need to have one mercenary company recruited for this one, the Free Company. We need to get 2 rivals of the Danes with 100 relations of us. I'm gonna go for apparently Burgundy and Poland are rivals, and Scotland. Okay, that's fairly easy in that case. Need to hire a military advisor, so we can do that right now. There you go. That's gonna give us a new leader arises. We get Freedom Johan Vasa as a leader, or better yet, a general. We get 25 extra liberty desire. The general will become king of Sweden should we win the independence war before the modifier Vasa leads the rebellion expires, and Vasa will be an absolute chad of a leader with really great mana points. We also need to give 2 privileges to the estates, so we're going to be starting with that right now. We're going to give the +1 mana privilege for these 2 estates. Unfortunately, the third one is not so easy because we only have 6% crownlands left, so we can seize crownlands and we can give the third one out. We also need to give 2 more privileges to 2 of the estates, so we're going to go for the religious diplomats for the clergy and clerical education, and for the burghers we're going to give the patronage of the arts for the extra prestige, as well as the burghers economic freedom, indebted to the burghers. That's going to allow us to get this right here. We can take the offer of the burghers to get 10 galleys at 0% the cost and 10% the time, take the offer of the clergy for 200 papal influence, and then we can get all the juicy stuff here like the extra morale of armies, etc, etc, with that influence. Or EU4, no need for nothing. We just get the prestige. Take note, if we do take either one of these, we do have to pay back the burghers and the clergy, so I'm not going to take either of them. I'm just going to go for the prestige because I can win the war easily without having to worry about the galleys that the burghers are giving me and schnapps, okay? That's not any sort of an issue. Let's go ahead and recruit the free company as well. We're going to set them up in Stockholm so we have them protected over there, and we need to get that 100 relations with our overlords rivals, so we're going to do that slowly but surely. We could technically do this a little bit quicker by scornfully insulting their rivals, which is our liege. Boom. Yeah, boy. That gave us an extra 25 relations with both of them, and we also have another 25 from the privilege we gave out to the clergy, namely the religious diplomats, because they're both Catholic nations. Take note though, because we have 1% clergy, we're gonna have our autonomy increase super fast, so we need to rush the war with the Danes so we can grab as much land as possible and grow back our crownlands and not destroy our economy and manpower pool in the process. And yes, I'm keeping my influence low up until the end of the first war to get more crownlands. Afterwards, I'm giving out the increased levies and everything else. I don't need to give that out right now, even though it's a pretty great privilege. I can still win with the armies that I have. It does seem like we can actually get Scotland to support our independence, so we're gonna ask them in 6 days when we're able to support our independence, of course. And we're also gonna be building a few more ships because I'm not sure I'm gonna have the ships required to fight against the Danes, because Scotland and Burgundy might not be that amazing when it comes down to it, right? Plus, we also have to fight the Norwegians unless they also get the Liberty Desire up, which is not likely. Let's see. The actual independence of Sweden happened in 1521, and it was known as the Vasa Rebellion after the Swedish bloodbath, which we actually have a reference to in our mission tree here. The event Stockholm bloodbath, sorry, not Swedish, Stockholm bloodbath happened, in which Gustav Vasa's dad, if I'm not mistaken, was murdered, and he led the rebellion against the Danish crown, eventually gaining said independence in 1523, and he became the first king of Sweden post-Kalmar Union, let's say, until his death in 1560. So he had quite a significant reign, that is for sure. There's even a famous ship in Sweden, in Stockholm, the Vasa, which sunk years after his death. It was just named after him. I think 1600 something, 1620 something. I might be wrong. It might be later than 1620, 1623. When did the Vasa sink? Anyway, it was a big ship, much bigger than it should have been, defied a little bit the laws of physics, and as such, it pretty much sank right after its launch. It was really well preserved though, and it was dug back up, and it's now on display in the museum over in Stockholm. Highly recommend you guys check it out whenever you get a chance. Now, we're also going to be disbanding this fort in Abo because it is completely useless, and I'm going to keep these two fortifications for now, but I'm going to be disbanding them also after the war against the Danes. There you go, the Engelbrecht Rebellion. There you go, there you go. This is the one I was talking about. So yeah, between 1434 and 1436, there was a small rebellion of the nobles because the Danish crown was taking away their privileges, and this guy Engelbrecht Engelbrechtsson was eventually executed, and after his execution, Karl Knutsson took over and became Charles eventually, for 2 times, I guess, because he was ousted twice. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the 10,000 manpower, 25% Liberty Desire, which also means that we can do this mission here, Liberty Desire, at 100% or 100 relations with the 2 rivals of Sweden, sorry, of Denmark. So we don't even need to get 100 relations with both of their rivals. We can ask to get the support of both of the rivals, and if they have at least 0 opinion of Sweden, they have more than 0, they will support us. We can also go for their no threat, and we get manpower recovery and war exhaustion, or we will be released on our own, eventually means we get Liberty Desire reduction. No, we're gonna ask the support of all of their rivals, which is Poland and Burgundy, and we just declared the war on the 11th of December now, with essentially half of freaking Europe supporting us. There you go, boys. That's exactly how you win this easiest war imaginable, because the Poles are gonna go and they're gonna siege this bit. Maybe they're gonna even help me out in the north, and with a little bit of luck, the Burgundians are gonna use their fleets against the Danes too. To be fair, they have the fleets of Holland, Brabant, and Flanders as well, not just the Burgundian fleets, right? Let's also make sure we have our diplomatic feedback set so the Poles don't actually take any of these provinces for themselves. That would be very counterproductive. And the time is here, the 11th of December. Let's go ahead and attack them. Wait, what? Send a diplomat? Oh, because we did send the scornful insult. My bad. I forgot about that. So let's go 12th of December then. We can co-belligerate Dithmarschen. That's going to bring in the Austrians, so we don't need to do that. Let's go. Attackius Maximus. Now the union has ended, and we have Gustav Marsvin as a 334 general leader. Better yet, I do believe that we can do this though, which is going to give us 1 stability, and we will get an event that's going to give us some claims on provinces required for the next missions. Take note, we have to take these provinces here, so we get the event claim the Norwegian crown, which is going to give us, you probably guessed it, a personal union over the Norwegians, which we're going to of course be gunning for, obviously. Whilst my allies make their way towards my land, I'm going to keep my units close together, and I'm going to try my best to avoid getting stack wiped by the Danish troops here. Surprisingly, the Swedes don't have their own naval doctrine, so I guess this is something they started doing a little bit later down the line. We're going to go for the trade power. After the war is done, we're going to need all the ships we can to increase the amount of trade power that we have in the Baltic node, and it's a arrivederci for you boys. Okay, apparently they're going to try and wipe out my troops. No, thank you. Yeah, wussies, come back here and fight me like a man, will ya? Well, I guess I can attack them in that fort, but they're probably going to get reinforced by, damn. How did these guys manage to sneak their way in? I didn't see them, bro. Okay, whatever, brother. Whatever. Oh, maybe we can take them out in, Tune Harad? No, apparently they just have super speed. There you go. Your super speed can go F itself, because we're going to catch up to you in a blecking. Blecking? Hold on a second. I think I've, seen this channel on another website. Maybe it had an A in it as well. I'm not sure. Oh, look how many troops are coming to help me. 40,000. Hell yes, please. I don't even need to lift a finger then, I guess, right? Let's go ahead and try and help out our friends here. We're going to get an admiral because it might help us out a little bit more if we do have some actual leadership for these ships, right? Come on, nobody else to help us? What the hell, bro? What are you guys doing there? Oh my god, I'm going to lose the naval battle, aren't I? Yep, to get a nice 9 dice roll, but that's not enough. Let's go and retreat over to Ostergotland, please. Did we lose any ships? We didn't lose anything. Okay, at least we didn't lose anything. So we can just recover the strength of our ships in the meanwhile, whilst the rest of the galleys get built. Let's also give some objectives to our allies to siege down some things here, maybe. Should encourage them to bring more troops in the area, I guess. Hey, we managed to also break the walls in Lund. Nice. Let's see how much I can actually take in the first war. So we're gonna obviously have to grant independence and take these provinces for the mission, right? But what else? That's the real question. What else? Should I just take lands in Norway and not get the union? Because then I don't need for 50 years to wait for 50 years to integrate that stuff. Will be a little bit of a coalition, but not too much. Or should I just take more lands in Denmark, which means more trade power as well in the Lubeck node, which is one of the best nodes you can have. Decisions, man. It's a tough one, that's for sure. Oh, actually, I want to take this, whatever the case, because this is Swedish. It's not Norwegian land, right? Now it actually looks like proper Sweden, whatever the case, even if we get the union after. Oh, how sweet of Scotland. They actually helped me out despite being at war with the English. Okay, buddy, thank you. Hey, we got an heir, Carl. Sure, why not? We also have a really chatty consort. 544. Oh my god, that is really freaking good. All right, we managed to get Lund as well. Nice. Let's go ahead and maybe push a little bit into this army. I feel fairly confident we can win against them. And I know that I don't need to do this battle, but stack wiping their army now is gonna make things so much easier afterwards, honestly. Hey, our ships are done, so we can actually get naval supremacy now in the Baltic Sea. You know, I'm actually curious, what do you guys think is the best path as Sweden? Whenever you do your Swedish path, what do you do? Do you go down the Norse path? Do you stay as a regular Sweden and just try and get as much power as possible? Do you go for the HRE path, which is another path that you now have as the Swedes? What do you normally do when you're playing as Sweden in your particular runs? I'm really curious. Let me know in the comment section. Oh, we managed to wipe out 2 of their ships. Hell yeah, brother. All right, we got the naval tiles, so that means we can cross on over their lands straight for the capital. Once we've sieged that, we can get the rest of the provinces here as well. Oh, look at that. Nevers is sieging down Dithmarschen. Juicy. Very juicy. Smoulier. Juicy Smoulier. You know that guy? He's a scumbag. Learned about him from Dave Chappelle special. That's right. I love watching Dave Chappelle on Netflix. It's one of my little things, okay? Man is really funny. One of the funniest comedians around, in my opinion. We could actually do a little bit of cheesy Smoleezy here, couldn't we? With Dithmarschen. Doesn't matter though. I'm just gonna get as much prestige as I can from them. I only get 2.9 out of that because most of it goes to Poland and Gotland and Burgundy. That's fine though. Not a big deal. Bring back these diplomats. We can use this time to get claims on Novgorod, which will be the first target after we finish the war with the Danes. We want to grab as much as possible from the Novgorodians because Muscovy is gonna wipe them out very early in the campaign. So we want to prevent them from getting too strong early on. If we get this city of Novgorod. We prevent them from forming Russia, which is a big W in my opinion. All right, we've gotten their capital and we pretty much have everything else we need to take. Like I said, this is an extremely easy war, so I'm not surprised that this went as fast as it did. Now, the real question is, what the hell am I going to take from them? Because I really need to take stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to take. I think I'm going to take the northern bits here just in case. Actually, no, hold up a second. I just realized something. Instead of this bit here, I'm going to take the islands in here to prevent the Norwegians from giving these to the Scots, and I can also attack the Scots after, or the English, and take the British Isles for myself when the need arises to, right? And why else am I taking the Finnmark province? Just in case all things go to schnapps. I don't want the Muscovites in the future to have any access to Norway, and I'm taking the northern bits of Jutland so I can expand from there into the rest of Denmark later down the line. Let's go ahead. That is enough for me. There you go, boys. Now we can put Johan Vasa as the leader of our country. The current leader dies, but this guy is a 644 and he's an absolute Chad. Look how amazing he is. And even more good stuff, boys. We do have the start of a new era, claims on a ton of provinces. Check it out. All of the Livonian Order, all of the border with the Novgorod, all of Pomerania. Fun fact, Christopher III von Wittelsbach is pretty freaking mad right now with the amount of claims that we just got, boys. And the best part, we got 10% crownlands, and we also have all 3 of the +1 mana privileges. So we've absolutely won in this particular war, didn't we? Now let's go ahead and reduce the war exhaustion, and afterwards let's core up all of these provinces. Oh, but Ludi, why you don't press the core all, bro? You can press the core all. I like to individually click all the button, okay? You have problem with me? Go away. Now let's also get our rivals. Obviously, we're gonna go for the Livonians, the Danes, and Novgorod. All 3 nations which will eventually be integral parts of our own country. You can also hire some advisors. Probably should have done this a while back, actually, but it's fine. Both of these are, actually all 3 of them are trash, so I'm gonna replace them. But these are just temporary for now. Let's go over to the border with the Novgorodians, and let's bring our fleet there as well now. Actually, I just realized we gotta take out Gotland too. So let's bring our ships and soldiers over here first so we can attack Gotland, which are pirates, and they just raided our coastline, boys. We can go to our economic map mode and piracy, and we can see that they already raided the western Baltic Sea. They've taken our money, they've taken our people, and we cannot let that happen. We just need to take out Gotland ASAP. To be fair, I kind of want to attack Novgorod first, but no, I'm taking Gotland, because if I don't take Gotland, they're going to continue to raid me, and it's going to be just insanely annoying. Also, let's go ahead and delete the fort in Elfsborg, which is totally where the elves in the Lord of the Rings come from. Funny story about that. They migrated from Elfsborg because they didn't like the pickled herrings. I don't know why. They hated it, so they had to go to Middle Earth. Okay, we can apparently get some interesting alliances. I'm gonna temporarily get the one with the Muscovites. They will 100% cancel this as soon as they go to war with and they take the lands from Novgorod, though. So it is a temporary one. We're gonna keep the one with the Poles for as long as we can. However, we do have a little bit of a juicy event here that could lead down to a union over Poland. And that's just fucking insanely overpowered right there, boys. The cool part is that we also have a core on Gotland, so we can just do our reconquest of core CB and take back the province from Gotland, and in the process, we've gained another 10 development without having to do anything, really. All right, let's go ahead, attack, yes, Maximus. We could also keep them as a vassal, to be fair, and integrate them instantly whenever we want to after the truce is over. And them as a vassal would be really annoying for everybody else around, because they would raid the coastlines of everybody else that is an ass, right? That isn't ass? No, I meant that isn't us. I said us, I didn't say ass. Shut up, bro. Why do they call this island Gotland? Is this where the Goths are from? Fun fact, that's actually pretty accurate. That actually is pretty accurate. So Gotland and actually Östergötland, all these areas, this is the origins of the Goths before they started migrating into the eastern parts of Europe, down into the Crimean Peninsula, into Dacia, and then eventually into the Roman Empire, and they settled into Spain and Italy as we know them today. But this is the origin. Somewhere around this area is likely the origins of the Goths that invaded the Roman Empire, right? Goes to show. Maybe some of them stayed behind. That's why the land's called Gotland, right? Who knows? I guess that's why, right? Italian Italian engineer available. Why, of course. I'm gonna buy this guy, even though I have no money, so I'm gonna take another loan, because we get 4 innovativeness because of that. Hey, worth it. Totally didn't matter that we crashed our economy a slight little bit there, did it? No, it didn't. All right, we can make these full cores as well now. A juicy smoulier, and that means we can do the Swedish Scaniland, permanent claims on more lands, and the Casus Belli for 20 years to claim the Norwegian crown. Because we're not in a rush, we'll just wait until the truce is close to getting over with Norway before we claim this, so that we can enforce that union afterwards. When we're doing that, we're likely also just going to directly take the provinces in Iceland, so we can go into the New World, so we can have a little bit of a colonial Sweden when the time arises for it. Also, Scotland, I love you, but I'm going to cancel the alliance after this, because I'm going to need to take some of those Scottish lands. Wait, what the fuck? No! I just realized Scotland occupied this, and I gave it to Scotland. I just realized. Oh, that's just such a waste. 4% war score waste. If I noticed that, I wouldn't have given it. Bro, that's so poo-poo. Why didn't I pay attention to that? Ludi, you no play optimal again. I'm very, very, very angry with you. Alright, Siege of Gotland's done, and that's just in time, because I'm about to have a massive, and I'm talking massive, tuna sandwich. So, I'm gonna have the tuna sandwich, and then I'm gonna continue with the war against the Novgorodians. But you don't need to worry about that. For you, it's just a second that passes by due to the power of editing. Another really cool thing that not many people realized also was added with the DLC a while back for the Swedes is that all of our Sami provinces are close to 100 autonomy. They started with very high autonomy. The reason for that is because it wants to signify how the Sami people, which were a migrating people, right, were not as, the lands of the Sami were not as centralized as you would imagine. In fact, massive swathes of the forest in the northern bits of Europe, although nominally under the control of either Novgorod or Sweden, were basically just the Wild West of Europe, right? Nobody actually enforced authority in a lot of these lands, and this autonomy is just simply there to signify so. Now let's go ahead and lower our autonomy a little bit since we can, and on the 11th of November, we're going to lower the crownlands, or better yet, seize crownlands, and then after we've seized the crownlands, we're going to be attacking Novgorod. And actually, I can also give my privileges now since we finished the war against the Danes. Fairly standard estates, obviously, nothing unusual. If you're curious about this, you can watch my estates video. It's exactly like I mentioned in there. Nothing else different than just a very standard estate. So now we're only getting a little bit of autonomy debuff, which is fine. It's going to be even less once we've taken more lands from Novgorod and we've seized another 5% crownlands. Also, we're going to delete the fort in Gotland, the one in Kalmar, and the one in Scania, because we don't need them. The one in Gotland, I'm waiting until we get 0 devastation and deleting it afterwards, because remember, fortifications lower devastation a lot faster. And I'm going to do something that I know a lot of people are going to disagree with. I'm going to culturally convert all of the Sami provinces to Swedish. Now, why am I doing this? Well, because we have two options. Either we accept the Sami as one of our accepted cultures, and then we do this mission over here, integrate the Sami, which is going to give minus 100 local autonomy and some manpower, as well as the forest expansion privilege, which is one of the best privileges for playing Toll, or we can just convert them if we don't accept them, right? One of the two options here. Obviously, accepting them is not bad, but I don't want to waste one of my accepted culture slots when I can do that to, say, accept the Danes and the Norwegians and somebody else of the sort. Okay, we wiped out the rebels from sieging Crownlands, and now we can attack Novgorod. Let's set Neva as the war target, and that's pretty much it. We don't need to co-belligerate Odeyev. I mean, we'll do it because we can, but we're not going to take anything from them anyway, so it's fine. Wow, Swedish nobles. Wow. You guys suck, man. I'm trying to expand the nation's borders, make Sweden great again. What do you scumbags do? You revolt against me? How dare you? In the words of a famous Swedish environmentalist, right? How dare you? Okay, I have to say I didn't know that there's a fort in Olonets. Is this new? Did the AI build the fort in Olonets, or was this always here? Because I do not remember a freaking fortification in that province, like, at all. I don't freaking remember that shit. That's weird to me. Now, I'm almost 100% sure this was never here. Did the AI build this, or is this like a new addition? What's going on here? I'm so confused right now. Guys, Sweden is totally not overpowered. We got a 552 air. I swear, they hard-coded really good monarchs for this country for sure, man. I'm telling you now. It's a Swedish conspiracy. I said it. I said it live on YouTube, I guess. I don't know. I said it in a video. And we also got the jousting tournament pretty early on when it actually matters, not later in the freaking campaign. We got lucky and we took the fort of lucky. Skibidi bum 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 bum. Ludi's not funny. All right, what are we gonna take from these bad boys? Obviously, we want the connection here, right? Clearly, we need the connection. We might just take all the lands like this, right? And then if the Novgorodians, if Muscovy takes the rest of this, I don't give much of a shit. Or not take Novgorod and take this, so we can fix our economy with the money and keep the alliance with Muscovy, maybe. But it does mean that they will form Russia, so that's a give and take, I guess, kind of moment. Hey, look at that. We got Olonets too. Awesome. So can we take this much? How much could we take? We couldn't take. Wait, what? Whoa. What the fuck you mean, bruv? I literally occupied your whole freaking country, man. What are you, crazy or something? Give me what I want. All right, after taking a few more provinces, and now they're okay with it. Even more than okay, really. Okay, and I don't care about your cores. Yeah, that's it. Just give me what I want. Give me what I want. What I really want. I wanna zigga zigza. Zigga wigga da. Bagaga waga da gaga da wa. You guys gonna be pissed now? Oh my god, I should have taken Novgorod. They're gonna cancel the alliance now. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Corius Maximus and Ansigius Unicius. Also, I know that we're still on admin tech 3 and that we probably should just not expand anymore, but I will expand and take all of Livonia before the Poles do, because they're going to attack them anyway, right? So let's actually push for that now, because I have a strong suspicion that they're going to attack them. Actually, let's take care of the rebels before they do any more damage, and then afterwards we're going to attack Livonia's armies. Livonian trupes, of course. Take care of Sami separatists too. Freaking Samis, bro. I gave you everything and you rebel against me. You disgust me. I guess what we could do though is get an alliance with Brandenburg, the chattiest of HRE nations. Everybody knows we've replaced them with Brandenburg, basically. And you know what, Muscovy? I'm even gonna make you my rival. That's right. Screw you. Also, this fortification here is not bad. I'll keep it since it is a forest fort, which gives -1 dice roll for attacker, and it protects basically the entrance into my lands here, doesn't it? No, I didn't see them freaking attacking Stockholm. I'm so gonna lose my company, aren't I? Yeah, almost. They're not dead, but they're not alive much also. Okay, let's go and wipe out the nobles here. Of course, -10 national tax. Why wouldn't I get that freaking event, right? Time to redo the battle, sir. Time to redo the battle. And yes, of course, we've actually won this time. All right, now let's go over to the border with the Livonians. Get ready for that juicy engagement. Muscovy seems to have attacked Novgorod. I don't know if they can fully annex them in one war, but they cannot. Okay, so we're likely going to have a chance at getting some more provinces from Novgorod later down the line in that case. To make sure we also set these bad boys as our vital interest provinces, so that the Poles don't take it. They likely will take it, but hopefully they don't take it, I guess. After reducing autonomy everywhere, again, we should be fine now with our economy. We might even have a plus on the positive for the balance. Let's see. We do! We have 1 ducat! Hail yeah, baby! Hails to the year! And we also got military tech 5 before anybody else. We really should focus on our admin. Admin is actually an issue right now. Wait, what? Muscovy finished their war? Dude, they finished the war insanely fast. Holy shit. Okay. I mean, I guess we can attack Novgorod still. We have the Tigv we can attack them in, and then we can vassalize them and feed them back the cores and make them a buffer state between us and Muscovy. I like that idea. All right, let's go ahead and attack Livonius now. It's time. We're going to set Narwa as the war target, and I'm not going to co-belligerate Riga because that's going to bring the entirety of the Hanseatic League, so I don't want to do that. Same goes for the Teutons. I don't want to co-belligerate because I don't want to fight half of freaking Europe for one province. And let's go over here. We're going to need to reinforce that. Thank you very much. We don't want to lose our trade ships now, do we? And hopefully the Poles don't take the provinces in the Livonian land. Hopefully they focus on sieging down the Teutons, and then we maybe even give them some provinces in the Teutonic lands. Let's see. Oh, dude, are you fucking kidding me? We lost all of our trade ships. Our fleet arrived a little bit too late, and we lost all of our ships. That sucks. That actually freaking sucks. I'm gonna waste like 100 something ducats to rebuild my trade fleet now. I got lucky, and they are in fact sieging down the Teutons first, which is great for me. It does, however, mean I have to do most of the heavy lifting in the sense that I have to fight off the Livonian army, but as you probably noticed, that was not much of an issue. Not much of an issue at all, really. Watching these lands really makes me think that it's such a shame countries like these don't exist anymore. Can you imagine what Estonia and Latvia would be like if they were unified fight today, they would likely be like 10 times stronger than they are. And maybe we'd even see a hybrid language, a mix between Estonian and Latvian, which are completely different languages, by the way, in case you're wondering. I think Latvian is a little bit similar to Lithuanian, right? And Estonian is basically a different version of Finnish. And I hope I didn't offend anyone by saying that. What am I going to do with the Poles too? Do I want to keep the alliance or not? Because if I want to keep the alliance, I have to give them something in the peace treaty. Otherwise, it's going to be an issue. And of course, they're going to want to have lands from here. Oh, wait, that's it? I just give you one province and you're okay with it? Hell yeah, I'm doing that then. Now, even though I did not co-belligerate Riga, I will be making them a vassal because Riga is not too much AE overall to make a vassal. And they're a really good trade vassal in the Baltic, which is going to help me get even more trade power in the Baltic Sea node, right? We do need to remember to improve relations with them afterwards, though. Oh, shit. Aragon just became a junior partner of Castile. That is the fastest I've seen that schnapps happen, bro. What? Time to get our tier 2 government reform also. I need the money, so I'm going to go for the national tax. I will change this up as we progress in the campaign. As you guys always know, I always change that in the mid part of the campaign, that is. All right, I'm fairly certain we can do the peace deal now. Let's see. Tullius annexation. Hail yeah, brother. And we also give this over to the Poles, which makes them super happy with us. Let's bring back a diplomat so we can enforce the demands. And we keep the alliance with the Poles, which is really good for now. We need to be allied with them until we're able to do stuff on our own. And we've basically got most of the Baltic Sea node. Look at that. Most of the provinces, with the exception of the Teutonic and the Lithuanian bits, are ours. Get a new rival, Scotland, our old ally. Sure, why not? And reduce war exhaustion, core up stuff. And now we're gonna have to chill. So the first phase has to be the expansion because we need to quickly gobble up as much as possible to get stronger. Now we're gonna consolidate our lands, dev up some provinces, do some extra missions that just require us to be at peace, nothing for expansion, and wait for the truce to finish with the Danes so we can attack and grab the Union over Norway next. So for 4 or 5 years, I guess we're gonna be at peace. As that old fat guy from the UK once said, piss in our time, right? Piss on India? Or something like that? I don't remember what exactly he said. Now take note, we could do window to the east because we have Riga now as a province, but this is gonna give development and center of trade in Riga. So it's better to do this after we've actually integrated it. Otherwise, it's gonna be longer to integrate Riga. So whenever we're ready to do that, we can do that mission as well. It's not going to block us up for anything we need to do soon, so it is actually okay to delay that one mission. Just realized I made a massive mistake. If I had taken the city of Novgorod, we would have gotten permanent claims on the entirety of Muscovy, basically, as well as a lot of good stuff here, and Novgorodian as an accepted culture. So it sucks. Hindsight's 2020, as I recently learned, but yeah, it really sucks. I'm gonna have to get that back, man. I'm gonna have to get that back. I'm likely gonna have to just go to war with the Muscovites soon, because now they're pretty weak. 31,000 units is nothing compared to what they're gonna get later in the campaign, and just take these lands for myself now, I guess. Plus, they're Orthodox and they're Russian, so nobody gives a shit about me taking lands in the east, which is not really a bad idea at all. Should I delay my war with Norway and Denmark and do that first, or should I do that after? That's the question I got now, because if I wait for too long, Muscovy will get really, really strong. So yeah, guess I'll wait for 1 year and I'll decide in that 1 year period. Horky dorky, truce is over. Let's go. Swedish Skuniland. That's exactly how you pronounce that. I know you were wondering, so I just wanted to clarify. Teach them the Swedish ways. They become Swedish in Skaniland, lose one stability. We add Denmark as a historical rival, and 17 separatists rebel in Scania, or we get one stability. Fuck those motherfuckers, man. I'm getting my freaking Swedes in Scania. Okay, shut up, bro. Don't even. It's the logical thing to do here. Okay, be quiet. Because look, we don't need to worry about Danes in the south of our country. That is literally what it's about. Okay, let's attack these guys to take the Norwegian crown from them, and we can also call in Brandenburg and Burgundy, which is going to help us out. We do have a truce with the Teutons, so we cannot really do much about that, but it's fine. We don't need to do much about that in the first place. Come on, boyos. Let's Glucci von Strombucci. Hey, you know what? We might be able to give Brandenburg some land too in this war. That would be nice, since they haven't gotten the Newmark event yet, which sucks for them big time, obviously. Holy shit, we took Shayland super freaking fast, man. What? What? You what, mate? You what? And now everyone and their mamas are gonna reinforce this freaking battle, and we're gonna lose ships, so that sucks. At least we got their freaking capital, okay? We got that going for us. Now we're gonna wait until they frack off, and then we can attack again whenever there's less ships here. I guess I could try and target their allies first. right? We could try and go over to, say, the Teutonic lands, take them out, even actually go ahead and siege down the Danish lands. We could, I mean, the Norwegian lands, which we haven't done so yet. Ooh, Holstein's independent, bruv. What? You what, mate? You what? And they also managed to get an alliance with Denmark somehow, which is weird considering Denmark literally enslaved them before. And I know what you're thinking. You said you're gonna give Brandenburg some stuff. I lied, okay? You happy? I freaking lied, bruv. I lied. I don't know why I'm speaking with not really actually British accent right now, but I'm trying at least, okay? Speaking of, guys, this save will be available on my Patreon, so if you want to check it out, head on over to Patreon, or if you become a channel member, you can get it as well. Just a little bit of an FYI there. Would help out the channel a lot, to be honest, if you did just decide to become one. This has to be one of the longest sieges I've done that was not interrupted, because the siege of Bachlusen was not interrupted at all. It just continuously, it had like horrible ticks again and a freaking again. Literally complete contrast from Shealand, which is also a freaking usually tougher fortification to take. Oh man, I hope the Austrians do not cancel the alliance of Poland with me. That would really suck balls. What the fuck is going on here, man? Let's see. This is Polish conquest of Tigina, bro. Really? That's why Poland's losing, because of freaking Moldova? What the F, man? Oh, it's because Tigina is a march of Hungary, not of Poland, which in turn is a junior partner of Austria. Brother, Austria finally got their juicy unions established. I see how it goes. The city of kings is ours. I like to release Danzig. Thank you very much. I don't need to release Danzig, but I want to, in the hopes that maybe, just so maybe, it's gonna make it easier for the Teutons to survive by not having to deal with the Danzig. Just saying. Hopefully, who knows? There's a chance, right? There's at least a chance of that. There you go. Now they agree to it. Maybe a little bit of money too. Just a tiny bit. There you go. Beautiful. Okay. Now we can do our peace deal with the Danes, from which we're taking the Norwegian crown. I like that this is an actual new option here. Claim Norwegian crown. And we're gonna take the islands here, so we have an easier time getting to the New World afterwards. It's a little bit of coalition, but not enough to actually trigger, since half of these guys I have a truce with now, and maybe a little bit of money, but depends how much of that goes to me. I would get 77 ducats, maybe something else then, such as war reparations and then some money. Yep, that definitely works for me. Same amount of coalition, so we are a juicy von Strombucci, as we say in Sweden. Okay, now we gotta improve with them, so we get above zero relations, and I said zero relations twice because I'm just special. Don't think about it too much. Now it's time for Chilium, and by Chilium I actually mean fix our country a little bit, and then we attack the Muscovites, because the Muscovites integrated some of their vassals, which actually makes them a little bit easier to defeat now, because we don't need to worry about multiple smaller armies running around. They still have 31,000 rough. They allied the Teutons. What the fuck? I guess we're gonna have to fight the Teutons again as a consequence. As our first idea set, obviously we're going for aristocratic ideas, which is a good combination of both playing tall ideas and strong military ideas, plus the policies with aristocratic are pretty powerful unto themselves. Now we can do the crown of Norway, but we'll wait until we get 50 diplo relations with them. If we have above 50 relations with them, then we get an extra historical friendship, which means we get the permanent modifier that offers 25 relations with the Norwegians, as well as we get more permanent claims on Denmark, Schleswig-Holstein, and so on. Then the Follows Denmark we can do later once we've taken the rest of it, and that's going to give us a level 2 center of trade in Scania, another one in Shealand, and the one in Ostland as well, and 200 military power. So we're essentially going to be the strongest nation in the Lubeck node by far, by just conquering Denmark. The Free Company has been of massive help, but they've got no manpower left and they're useless, so we're going to disband them, and we're going to recruit other mercenaries before we start our next war. Now, because we have both the Norwegians and we have the little vassal over in Riga, we can give the strong duchies, since with the more recent patches, strong duchies simply requires you have 2 subjects rather than have 2 vassals, right, as it was before. Now you can get it with personal unions as well. And hey, we've stabilized the kingdom, so we can do this mission here. We have 3 options now. Essentially, the way this works is whatever you choose here, the mission Kingdom of Poland is going to be different. So this option here, we can choose that the Kingdom of Poland mission is just we become friends with them. The middle option, we conquer some of their lands, and the first option is that we get a restoration of union on them. We're gonna go for that. So now, as long as we have the ruling dynasty Vasa on the throne of the Polish kingdom, which is easy to do because you do that with the elective monarchy, so you push for your heir, then we get a restoration of union on Poland. Alternatively, if we get 20 provinces within the Polish region, we get the restoration of union, which is kind of weird because what's the point then, right? But yeah, no, we're gonna definitely push for the union by getting the Vasa on the throne of Poland. Okay, that's a little bit scary. Austria, Poland? I'm sorry. What the fuck? Guess what? We can ally them, but they're losing against the Ottomans. I'll ally them after they win the war against the Ottomans or lose it. I'm not gonna ally them now. Also, we're doing much better with our economy. We're actually making money now. So I think I'm just gonna have regular infantry. I don't need mercenaries for the time being. I want to pay off my loans to do another mission too, and when I'm ready, I'm gonna attack the Muscovites, which only have 23,000. Did they disband some units? Oh my god, this actually is a really good moment to attack them then. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Maybe I'll wait for a second more. Maybe I can get the Poles in if we pay off their debt. No, not really. They have no manpower. Oh man, this is a vital moment. Again, chat, let me know what you would do. I'm curious what you guys would do. Let me know in the comment section. If you were in my situation here, how would you approach this particular dilemma, let's call it? Actually, my truce just expired with Novgorod, so I think I know exactly what I'm actually supposed to do now. Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's a time to attack Novgorod, vassalize, and then feed back everything from Muscovy afterward. There you go. We've answered our own question, boys. Now, whilst we're doing all of that, we're also going to send 3 of our light ships over to the province of Bergenhus, because we have this juicy mission here, colonial ambition. If we have 3 light ships in Bergenhus, we get 1 colonist, settler chance, an explorer with 30 tradition, and permanent claims on every center of trade and with an estuary in East America and colonial Canada, as well as a lot of other areas. So essentially what this means is that we have right now become a colonial superpower, and we're going to be colonizing North America before anybody else does. So let's go ahead and explore North America with our given explorer, and then afterwards we can start establishing colonies there as well, whilst at the same time conquering the eastern parts of Europe. Our colonial policy shall of course be the best one of repressing the natives. There's no natives actually. If there were, we wouldn't repress them, but they don't exist clearly. Take the province of Bachorslan, and it's going to cost us some relations with them. I don't mind though. That's going to make it easier for me to integrate this later down the line. And look at our explorer go. Oh, what are these brand new lands? Oh, is this a new world we've discovered? Well, I guess rediscovered in our case, because our ancestor Vikings were the first Europeans to discover the new world, right? With Eric the Raid and his son Leif Erikson. Actually, Leif is the one that discovered the new world and established colonies in the islands around Newfoundland and so on. Okay, so we can start sending our colonists over here. There's not many natives here, only 500, so it's enough if I just send 2,000 units to wipe out everything in Newfoundland. Then we can have a foothold from there, and then we can start expanding into the rest of the new world afterwards. Okie dokes. I demand you become my vassalius, and I'm gonna cancel the claims that you have, the cores you have on my lands, so that you are not as disloyal as you would otherwise be. I'm keeping the cores you have on Novgorod, on Muscovy, of course. So next up, let's bring our units by the border, because we shall be attacking the Muscovites. We do need more units though, so I think I'm going to recruit a few more units beforehand. Yep, let's go up to max land force limit actually first. We can have up to 42,000 units, which is not nothing. That is for sure. And I'm not going to be expanding afterwards for a while. I'm just going to play it tall afterwards, because let's face it, I need to be Norse, and when I do make the switch to Norse, I need to convert all of my lands. So if I have a big empire, it's going to be significantly harder. Also, to be Norse, I gotta get rid of my leader and get someone that's a sinner. So either my leader or my heir, for that matter, I could try and get as a sinner. I'm also gonna try and get bad relations with the popes in the hope that he's gonna excommunicate me, and I'm also gonna get declare the restraint and appeal decision once I have the bad relations with the Pope, so that I can get Norse event to trigger. Actually, after scornfully insulting them and getting an alliance with their rival, I got minus relations with them. So that is just a juicy right there. We just need to bring it down to minus 50. So I need to ally another one of their rivals, or just wait for the improved relations to go down. I improved relations earlier for a mission, but I feel like that probably wasn't the smartest idea now looking back at it. And would you look at that, we now have historical friend with the Norwegian Norwegians, meaning we're always going to be their favorite nation ever. Everybody knows Norwegians and Swedes love each other, actually, for that matter, right? Definitely love each other. I have it on good authority. Also, let's not forget about the Dalaskogan mine here. We need to get this up to level 3 once we can, which is the equivalent of 45 production of copper, making us the leading producer of copper, plus 20% cheaper artillery is a massive deal. Following copper mine is always going to be on my mind, eh? Mine on my mind, get it? Anyway, boys, I'm going to leave it like this. If you want to see the second part of this campaign, you know what you need to do. Leave that like, and hey, until the next time, check out this awesome Brandenburg campaign. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.